Hi everybody. So this is going to be support for the word problem. This is our Math Excel 9.5 completing the square number 9. So I hope you have your notes with you. Part 4 of the video would be the word problem. So kind of like the same, the painting shown on the right has an area for right now 360 inches. So that's your area. I know that's going to be 360. Based on our video, we were looking for length times width. So this is length, this is width, or one or the other. So that's gonna be is equal to, well, one side is only x times the other side is 4x plus 7. Okay. So since this is not a binomial, it's only a monomial times a binomial, I'm gonna do my distributive property. So 360 is equal to x times 4x, that's gonna be 4x the second power. X times 7, that's gonna be 7x, okay? So remember, we're looking for that c here, and this one, since it only came out as a binomial, there's no c to move, which is a good thing, but I'm still looking for that one. The only problem that I have for this problem is the a is not a 1, right? So it's a 4. So on our previous video, what did we do to change that to a 1? We divided it by itself. Whatever I do on one side, though, I have to do to every single one so that I balance my equation. So now I'm left on the left-hand side, 360 divided by, you can see this right there, okay? So 360 divided by 4. So for that one, I'm going to get 90. 4 divided by 4, that cancels out, and that's what I want. I want the a to be 1. And then the b happens to be, sorry about that, 7 over 4x. Okay. Now we can look for our c. Well, here's the b. Remember I'm just going to move this over here. The formula we're using is b over 2 to the second power, where our b is 7 over 4. So we discussed this before. 7 over 4 divided by 2, technically to the second power. Well, there's no such thing as division. I'm going to keep flip and change. So 7 over 4 stays. This becomes a times. Remember, that's a 2 over 1. I flip that. That becomes a 1 over 2. And then multiplication of fraction just means left to the right. So 7 times 1, that's 7. 4 times 2, that's going to be 8. And the whole thing is to the second power, right? So I'm, 49 over 64. Okay, so that's my c. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this because I already found what I was looking for. I'm going to add, okay, 49 over 64. Whatever I do on that side, I'm also going to do to the other side. Okay, so looking at our notes, we're still following our old video, but I can't add this because their denominators are not the same. So I'm going to multiply this side with 64. So 90 times 64, get 5, 760 over 64 plus 49 over 64. Now I can add them because their denominators are not the same. So 5760 plus 49, 5809. Okay. Well, I want this to be a decimal, so 5809 I can divide by 64. I get 90.77 right there. Okay. Now on the other side, which is the other side of the equation, I know I have a perfect square trinomial, right? 49 is 7, 64 is 8. This is to the second power. So what did we do here? We wrote it like everything to the second power, right? Okay, next. Remember, we needed to get rid of that second power, and the only way to do that is to square it. But whatever I do on one side, I gotta do to the other side. So if I square this, right, I also need to square the 90.77. So let's write this side first. Squared will be 7 over 8. There's only one left because you squared it. On the other side, 90.77, I still have it on my calculator. I square it. I'm left with 9.53. But remember, I have two values, right? The positive and the negative 9.53. Okay. Fraction. I can change that. So I do 7 divided by 8. Okay. So I can have this as 0.87. All right, so now I have plus and minus 9.53. Okay, remember I'm looking for the x, so I'm going to move this to the other side. Well, I have two values. I have a positive 9.53. Think about it this way, and I have a negative 9.53. What I'm solving will be my two x values, remember? So since I move this to the other side, it's going to be subtracting. So I'm going to subtract this side with 0.87, and I'm going to subtract this side with 0.87. Just like we practiced with our video. Positive and a negative, that's going to be positive because the positive number is the bigger number. So I got 9.53 minus 0.87. So 8.66. And then for this one, I'm sorry, here. 9.53. That's going to be a plus 9.53 plus 0.87. Since they're both going to be negative, this is going to be negative 10.4 something approximately. Okay, now I have a positive and a negative. Remember, when you're doing the side of something, it can't be a negative because they're actually looking for the side length. So this is the one that you're going to type, whatever is your positive answer. Okay.